Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. All right, all right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's do a 10-minute video here on Bad Idea AI and the Shibarium tokens because Mr. Lightspeed has replied or has responded to my video that I did about the buybacks and said, hey, why don't we do buybacks until 100 million? You don't have to do it all at one time. That's 100, that's a lot of money. But you could do it once a week or twice a week or something like that, and just keep the mojo going, keep the momentum going. And so Mr. Lightspeed responded here. It says, do bad idea AI buybacks on the way to 100 million market cap, currency 365 question mark. And he says, I can do buybacks on the way to 100 million. Yes, ask and you shall receive. Buybacks Fridays, question mark, done. So, and then he tagged my video of the buybacks, bad idea buybacks, Shibarium and Shibarium tokens update video. So that's pretty cool, Mr. Lightspeed. And I did tell you guys that I said, what happened to Mr. Lightspeed? Remember I said that in the video, and he said he's kind of quiet lately a little bit, maybe he's a little discouraged or something. But they came back with the Sarah anniversary. They did some buybacks there, and I told you guys, Mr. Lightspeed could probably own like 90-95% of the tokens down here because it's under, like, the market cap is really low here, right? So he could literally own like 80-90% of the tokens. And can you imagine if Mr. Lightspeed owned like 80-90% of the 95% of the tokens, and he said, you know what, I own 95% of the tokens, I'm going to burn 90% of it. I'm gonna burn 90% and keep the 5%. And uh and uh and then the rest of the people have the other 5%, and there's only 10% of the supply left. And that idea just absolutely goes completely sending to the, you know what I mean? Because now the supply is shrunk, right, significantly. That would be fantastic. But anyways, it is what it is. Okay, so you can only dream of stuff like that, right? That's only what dreamers can dream of. But we'll take 100 million. Buybacks to 100 million. So every Friday will be buybacks to 100 million on Bad Idea AI. So there you go. So we got Mr. Lightspeed to do it. He'll be doing buybacks, and this is some of his response here. I did say, let's get it, and then he salutes. And this person says, Blurt with India says $100 million, question mark. That would be awesome. And Mr. Lightspeed said, if I could pull that off at all at once, it sure would be. Yeah. Can you imagine if Mr. Lightspeed actually did $100 million buyback of Bad Idea? Like we would probably be at a $1 billion, $1 to $3 billion market cap, right? Or maybe 500, between the 500 million to a 1.1 billion. I don't know, maybe $500 million market. Somewhere between 500 million to 1 to 3 billion market cap is somebody who came in with $100 million right now, because most of the tokens are not for sale. And so you have to, you're buying the tokens that are for sale, and so it would push the price significantly up with that amount, right? So until people saw that Bad Idea AI is running up like crazy, and then they start taking profits, right? So that'd be pretty awesome though if he could do 100 million at one time. But I do plan to do a decent chunk if exchange performance continues to go well. Okay. And he says, I am sure I can do better than what was done on the 5th. All right. So the 5th was the buyback of the 1 year anniversary of the Sarah AI. And he says, let's see how it goes. Okay. So there you go. So, just trying to keep these projects alive. You know what I mean? Trying to keep people alive, motivation. I know a lot of you guys got out of bad idea, even though God told you not to, right? And but you still got, you know. So maybe you're gonna get back in now, as you know that Mr. Lightspeed's gonna be buying back every Friday now, all the way to 100 million. So it doesn't it almost guarantees 100 million because he's gonna be buying back until 100 million. You know what I mean? So almost guarantees you at least you get 100 million market cap here. But we I got this thing going to a $50 billion market cap. So um, so let's get it done. Let's get it done. You know what I mean? So if I see him starting to buy back every Friday, man, I might double my holdings. I got 100 billion bad idea tokens, which is I don't even know what it's worth right now. $2,500 now. I mean, at one point it was worth like $8,000, right? So now it's worth like $2,500. So 100 billion is not a lot. So if you want 100 billion bad idea AI tokens, like I told you guys to get last year, right? Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get your 100 billion now. While it's cheap. Before he starts the buyback. So but he'll be doing buybacks every Friday until 100 million. So cool. All right, and of course, if the performances on the exchanges do a lot better and get better and start, and then he will, then he can buy back a lot more. Okay, cool. I, well, I think Satoshi should do the same thing. Satoshi should be doing. I remember I told you about this three months ago. I said Satoshi and the dev team should be buying back Shiba Inu, right, and locking it up. Why not do that? Why not? Same thing with bad idea, yeah, right. Buy back and lock up. Buy back and lock up. Shiba Inu community, same thing. Buy back and lock, right? The dev team should be buying back Sheena and locking it up, right? And so that the community gets value in the token while we wait on all of these projects to be released, right? Because you're telling a community to trust you, and they have to wait like 2, 3, 4, 5 years on projects, to come out to be released, and they're not getting any value on waiting while other projects are absolutely booming to the upside and doing 5,000% in one day, right? So it sucks, right? And so what you do is if you're a dev team and you love your community, you do buybacks and you lock those tokens up so that your token can gain value while you wait on your projects to be released. That's how you love your community, guys. You don't let your community sit there and have a low price currency and then just say, "Oh, fudders, fudders, fudders." I mean, it's just ridiculous. And nothing is out, right? So it's good that Mr. Lightspeed is doing this, and he's gonna buy back every Friday to 100 million. And I'm wishing Satoshi and the dev team would do the same thing for Shiba Inu. They're letting the community just sit there and just get angry. No, do buybacks, take the liquidity from Shiba Swap and do buybacks on a weekly basis. I don't care if it's 10,000 a week. Like just do buybacks, and lock up those tokens. Lock up Bone, lock up buyback Bone and lock it up. Buyback Shiba Inu and lock it up. Buyback what's the other tokens they have on there? So, you don't even know anymore. Of course, they have Leash and other ones. But anyways, yeah, but mostly most of us own Bone and Shiba Inu. So lock up, buy back Shiba Inu and lock it up. Buy back Bone and lock them up for 6 months to a year, right? And just bring confidence to the team, and it brings allows people to be all right. They're doing buybacks, they're doing lockups. Let's go. Let's buy more SHIB. Let's buy more Bone, right? So it just gives people confidence. That's all. It's a confidence. So this is cool. How many people saw this? Almost 100,000 people saw this tweet. So yeah, people are really happy. Even though the price is not doing much today, but it's because the buybacks haven't started yet. But yeah, nice. When he made the announcement, we had a nice little pump, and then the markets just dumped. I mean, the markets are just bad right now, right? So the markets dumped back down. So everything went down. Well, not everything went down on the markets, but a lot of things went with the markets to the downside again. So a good time to grab some bad idea for myself as well. And if I want to double my position here because the buybacks are coming to 100 million, maybe I will, right? So I think my position is that yeah, look, it's really simple. You got 100 billion tokens, then at these prices is 25,000, it's 2,500, 25 hundred and or $2,547. You know what I mean? I mean, it's very simple, right? So, um, okay, so and now of course we put a zero here, then it's $25,000, right? So right now we have how many zeros? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven zeros on bad idea. Wow, that's a lot of zeros, right? So you cut two or three down, man. You got some money there, right? So you get some money. All right. Yeah, 2 million in volume. Not it's in the top 800 in volume. The volume needs to pick up. But we need to see $10 million in volume a day. And as I said before, there's no reason to do buybacks and burns right now for bad idea because it could be the tree token, right? So we have to keep that in mind. So they don't want to burn the tokens because then that goes against what the tree token's all about, right? So giving out rewards. So it could be the tree token, so we have to watch and see how that plays out. Or Sheila could be a tree token. We don't know, right? So speaking of Sheila, let's look at the other Shibarium tokens before we get out of here. Let me start with Sheila since I don't have it up here. Sheila made a massive pump the other day and then no follow through, but somebody pumped the crap out of this thing, right? So, yeah, somebody did. I don't know who that person was. Was that Saitoshi? Was that you? Saitoshi grabbing him some Sheila, before the new rebranding and the big announcements, huh? So we don't know. I don't know who that was that came in here and bought up all that Sheila Inu, but okay. Anyways, that's what's going on with Sheila. Not much today in the last couple of days, and then Sheena is still under 8 million on market cap. This is crazy. So yeah. So, anyways, it is what it is. Waiting for the charity stake and burn to launch, and it's just not launching yet. So we gotta wait and see. And then we have no updates on that. I don't think. Has anybody heard of an update on Sheena on the stake on the charity stake and burn? Is it are they ready to go for May and June? Let's go. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go. Like you know what I mean? Um, and I can't wait for this thing to be at $1 to $3 billion. You know what I mean? And I'm like sitting there like I made it through the storm. You know what I mean? And it's okay to be frustrated, but we make it through the storm. You know what I mean? And that's what we plan on doing. We plan on making it through the storm. But um, we also got to be smart investing. Where I'm missing out on a lot of money staking. Not staking Shiba Inu and Sheila and Sheena. I'm missing out on a lot of money. You know what I mean? I could be staking these tokens on other with other. I'm taking that money and staking with other tokens over the last 2 years. I would have probably would have made six figures. Um, it is what it is. All right. Anyways, here is Shiba Inu, and Shiba's down 3%, and looks like it's a little bit weaker now. Shiba Inu is getting kind of weaker here because usually was able to hold those support levels and stuff, and it looks like it's getting a little bit weaker here. But hopefully it can hold here. Hopefully it can hold the twos. Van Eck US, a major investment firm with assets under management worth 89 billion, just launched a meme. I don't know. Anyways, who cares? All right. 400 million in volume there on CBD, 13 billion on market cap. I have this thing worth $200 billion right now, and we're at 13 billion on market cap. So it just makes no sense. Bone. I'll plug my laptop in before it turns off on me. All right. So here's Bone. And Bone is at 58. So we're under 60 cents there on Bone. So 58 down as well, up on volume. So but we have no call on Bone on Patreon yet, so we don't have any calls on Bone yet. We had those two good calls on Bone in the last couple of weeks, but no call on Bone yet. So it is what it is. So just follow me on Patreon if you want some buy, sell, and hold signals. Um, and is that it? I don't. I forgot about Paul. If I see 300,000 in volume on Paul here, This is gonna be crazy. Like, how many times we're gonna have 300,000? There we go again. 322 this time. So Paul Zone, every day I look at Paul Zone, it's 300,000 in volume. I don't know how that's possible, but it's been that way since last year. Every time I look at Paul Zone, I do a video. Paul Zone has 300,000 plus in volume. I don't know how that's possible. But it is what it is. All right. So, and how many zeros we got? One, two, three, four, five zeros. Okay. All righty, Paul community. It's time. It's our time to shine. Wild card voting for season 2 of Killer Whales TV is live. Last year we hit number 6, but this year we're aiming for the top. Okay. And that's Paul Swap. That's not even Paul Zone. That's a different Paul. Okay, so that's a different one. So that's Paul Swap. We're looking at Paul Zone. All right. Anyways, peace out. God bless. Mr. Lightspeed is going to start burning. I mean, not burning, but buybacks. Buybacks. I wonder if he can also do lockups as well. For 6 months to a year. Lock those up, because if he locks them up if he does buybacks and lockups for at least a year, then they release this time next year, and this is going to be probably the peak of the bull cycle between May, right now. So that would be pretty actually good to do, like, actually buyback on lockups and then lock those tokens up, and then release them right now, which would probably be the peak of the bull cycle between May and October of next year. Will probably be the peak of the bull cycle, so it'll be a really good time to unlock those tokens. It's almost like me and my bone tokens. I have bone tokens staked on Shiba Swap. I mean, not Shiba Swap, but Shibarium, and I don't even think about them, right? So I've only talked about them a couple of times. I tried to unstake them a couple of times before, unbound them, but it said they couldn't find couldn't find the gas fee prices, so it was charging me like $9,000. And I think that was good, because now I can just, I know they upgraded everything, and that doesn't have that problem anymore. I'm pretty sure. But I don't even want to think about it. I want to keep my bone tokens locked up and staking, getting free rewards all the way to the peak of the next other bull cycle, right? And so then when I go back and check my my bone staking and all the bone that I have, what I mean? It's gonna be worth 7 figures, right? So I can go back next year, and my bone's gonna be worth 7 figures next year, right? So as long as it can get up to like what, $30 to anywhere between 30 to $200. I'm looking at 6, 7 figures there, maybe more, right? I don't know, $200 might be looking at more, depending on how much bone I'm getting for free. So either way, it's pretty good. So it's just lock it up, forget about it, and come back next year. So have a couple of tokens that you're doing that with. I got my Matic, I got my Solana Matic, my ATOM coin, Cosmos ATOM. Some of these tokens, I got my Flare that I'm just staking and getting my divvies on until all the way till next year. You know what I mean? Like, you got some tokens that we're not touching, and we're just gonna let them continue to build and then just forget about them until next year and peak of the bull cycle, then cash out. Right. So, of course, if they go crazy, this year, then you might want to catch as well. It depends, right? They run up 100x this year, then you might want to cash out now. Never know. Peace out. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Mr. Lightspeed is going to start buybacks starting Friday on Bad Idea, every Friday until $100 million market cap. So there you go. Might want to get some Bad Idea AI tokens. And remember, Apostle said that Solomon said that Bad Idea would outshine Shiba Inu, and then Shiba Inu would then come back up and then come back and then start outshining Bad Idea, and then they would both of them would then tango together. Remember she said that? So maybe this was the start of the Bad Idea outperforming Shib, and then Shib will catch up, and then maybe Satoshi will get a little bit of jealous there of Bad Idea's performance, and then he will say, "All right, auto burns are going live." you know, we'll see. Either way, it's gonna be great for the communities. You know what I mean? So, bye.